Let's understand sustainable means. It means smart use of the future resources. It means meeting the need of present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their needs. When I talk about the tourism, United Nations of World Tourism Organization define tourism include all activities of person traveling to staying outside their usual environment, not more than one consecutive year, but less than 24 hours for leisure and other purpose not related to exercise of an activity. Let's discuss the purpose of tourism. It can be recreational tourism, medical tourism, business tourism, adventure tourism, educational tourism, wildlife tourism, cultural tourism, and religious tourism. When we talk about the tourism forms, it means movement of tourists. The first one we have domestic tourism. When tourist traveling only within his own country, we call it domestic tourism. The second one is inbound tourism. Tourist visiting from another country, we call it inbound tourism. The third and the last, outbound tourism. Tourist going outside from his own country, we call it outbound tourism. We understand these two words, sustainable and tourism. So the definition of this sustainable tourism, it is the form of tourism that meet the need of tourists, the tourism industry and the host community today without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Historically, the movement towards sustainable tourism through responsible tourism emerged following the environmental awareness that arose out of 1960s and 1970s amidst a growing phenomena of mass tourism. In 1973, the European Travel Commission initiated a multilateral effort to advance environmentally sound tourism and development. The South Africa Nation Tourism Policy 1996 used the term responsible tourism and mentioned the well-being of local community as a main factor. In the year 2014, the Cape Town Declaration on Responsible Tourism focused on the role of businesses in promoting responsible tourism. While further research is needed to understand the impact of responsible tourism, the study conducted in the year 2017 found that well-managed responsible tourism practices were beneficial to local communities. The government play an important role in encouraging sustainable tourism, whether it can be through marketing, information services, education, and advice through public-private collaboration. To promote ecotourism, many government has looked toward the preservation of natural attraction such as wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, highlands, and icelands. When we talk about the non-governmental organization are one of the stakeholders in advocating sustainable tourism. It can be a research, it can be a large convocation, meeting, and other major organized event drive the travel, tourism, and hospitality industry. Convocation centers has begun to take direct action in reducing the impact of convention they host. For example, San Francisco, which has very aggressive recycling programs, a large solar program system. The other program also aim to reducing the impact and increase the efficiency. There are the three pillars of sustainable tourism: environmental pillar, social pillar, and economic pillar. Let's discuss the first pillar, environmental pillar. It includes clean air, water, lands are the key of environmental pillar. But somewhere we are misusing our natural resources. If we keep going at this rate, we will run out of the oil in about 50 years. Almost half population will struggle with getting fresh air by 2030. For that, we have to protect our natural landscape, wildlife, as well as agriculture. This means saving water and energy, as well as reducing water and our emission polluting the air, soil, and water. Our environmental goal is to avoid harming ecosystem and to preserve biodiversity. Tourism affecting our natural environment as infrastructure, pollution and overcrowd of the people destroying it. This affect our wildlife also. Clean air and the clean water is the most important for visitor so they can enjoy their stay. Students, let's discuss some aspect in which you can practice for environmental sustainability. The first one, avoid places suffering from over tourism. Reduce waste and single-use plastic. Bring own reusable water bottle or the digital ticket instead of the paper when you go for the travel. Minimize your carbon footprint. Use public transport for that. Stay on the path when you go hiking and leave nothing but footprint. Choose an accommodation that pays attention to environmental sustainability. Let's understand the second pillar. It's a social pillar. It's a very important pillar. It means preserving and supporting the interest of the local inhabitants are the key to social sustainability. When locals are involved, tourism can develop sustainably. Students, I give you an example, you will understand social pillar in a better way. In Bali, it's in Indonesia, you will find a numerous eco lodges made up of the bamboos, cafe offering vegan foods and the natural lover practicing yoga. Sustainability seems to be important over there. At the same time, religious temples are full of half-naked tourists who are coming from outside or other countries, paying no attention to the Buddhist tradition or the Bali local peoples without respecting local and religious tradition. Here we can see social sustainability is not met. So here are the following thumb rules which you have to follow. The first one we have, invest in the local community and the support local businesses. It can be accommodation, restaurant, tour guides. Stay in the local guide. So staying in the local guest house or a small local hotels instead of international hotel chain. Choose restaurant that use regional or a seasonal local product. Student, if you plan on going tour, book a local tour operator or the local guide. Let's discuss the third pillar. It's economic pillar. Economic pillar of sustainability is where most businesses feel they are on a firm ground. To be sustainable, a business must be profitable. Profit cannot trump the other two pillars, its social pillar or a environmental pillar. Economic sustainability requires that a business or a country use its resources efficiently and responsibly so that it can operate in a sustainable manner to constantly produce a operational profit. Without an operational profit, a business cannot sustain its activity. Let's understand how important are the economic sustainability in infrastructure project. Sustainable infrastructure not only enables sound economic development and the job creation and the purchase of the local goods and services, it also enables the quality of life for citizens, increase positive impact, help protect our vital natural resources and the environment, and promotes a more effective and efficient manner. For maintaining the economic pillar of sustainability, we have to use the resources responsibly and efficiently. Instead of maximize the profit, companies develop strategies that benefit the human as well as the planet also. They aim at fair and the social financing strategies bearing in mind the environmental, social and local values. As people are becoming more educated, they are knowing the importance of sustainability. Tourism drive up the growth for many international companies. It is also significant in economical sustainability to keep job under the fair condition and the wages. Students, let's understand the term responsible tourism. Responsible tourism is any form of tourism that can be consumed in a more responsible way. Responsible tourism is a tourism that minimizes negative social, economical and environmental impact, which we have discussed. It generates greater economic benefit for the local peoples and enhance the well-being of host community. If I talk about the definition, responsible tourism is about making the better place for people to live in and better place for people to visit. It requires that operators, hoteliers, governments, local peoples and the tourists that responsibility and take action to make tourism more sustainable. We have the best example, Kerala, is the one state that lead in the way of setting up responsible tourism destination. The aim of responsible tourism put more emphasis on the responsibility of the tourism industry through generating greater economic benefit for the local people. It enhances the well-being of the host community, improve the working condition of the peoples. It involves local peoples in decisions that affect their lives and the social changes.